The awe that I feel staring at a mountain range like this is simultaneously inspiring and kind of terrifying. Those are some great heights, and I'm a mere speck in the face of these solemn giants. To be moved and frightened, it's a strange feeling. It's as if the urge of empowerment is trying to find a place in my noodle of a brain.
Isn't this the same sort of feeling you experience when you are called upon to do something beyond your own potential? That similar sense of awe, the majestic unknown.
A job promotion, an academic opportunity, being there for your loved ones in a time of crisis, a partner that you feel undeserving of. Can you do it? Can you take on such a task? It's absolutely nightmarish. Why are we afraid of becoming our best selves?
The fear of the unknown is seen as a primary driver of anxiety, and some psychologists even argue that all other fears of death, of pain, of loss, of negative evaluation can be reduced to this general fear of the unknown.
Simply put, we don't like to not know what will happen next, and this fear of the unknown can be measured through an intolerance of uncertainty. This intolerance of uncertainty is linked to a wide range of disorders, from anxiety to OCD to panic disorder and social phobia. It appears that when it reaches its extremes, it has long-lasting consequences. On a neurobiological level, it activates the behavioral inhibition system, or BIS. The BIS, in general, responds to threats. See a bear, the BIS helps us fight or flight. But the BIS can only respond to what our brain interprets as a threat, whether it's real or not. And the unknown, good or bad, has been coded as a severe threat.
So why do you go into this fight or flight when you imagine this gym-going, productive, best version of yourself?
Well, there is certainly the fear of failure.
But for some, there's another fear, the fear of one's potential. And this is captured in Maslow's idea of the Jonah complex.
The Jonah complex is a general resistance to change and growth. This may be due to certain mechanisms, such as an anxiety over success. While success can be good, it also may bring with it responsibility, envy, isolation, and increased expectations. There is also a fear of discovering upper limits, the idea that you might discover the ceiling to your own potential, and it might not be what you'd like.
Finally, there's the tyranny of perfectionism. Perfectionists may restrict their life activities to things that are easily achievable. This is out of fear of experiencing the unworthiness that emerges from failure. These self-beliefs can also be maintained by certain stories we tell ourselves. For example, the wait until illusion is often used by those who fear growth and use certain excuses, such as until I have more time, until I am more motivated, until I have more money, to postpone the pain and discomfort of change.
But most of all, the Jonah complex, like most fears, arises from this fear of the unknown. It is a difficult tension between perceived dangers of growth, such as failure, and the comfort and safety of the status quo that the individual must somehow navigate. However, as Steinbeck writes, we can choose to live in safety where everything is known, predictable, and fears can be observed from a distance. This choice also means that one is left incomplete.
So how do we overcome this intolerance to uncertainty? How do we learn to love growth and the unknown that comes with it? Well, I hope this can give you some reassurance. Your brain is actually quite adaptable. The researcher Erikson, who popularized the 10,000 hours rule, notes that specific areas of the brain will physically grow the more they are used, and everyone possesses this sort of ability, called neuroplasticity. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. The idea that you'll finally feel ready tomorrow, next week, or someday is pretty hard to fight if you don't know where to look. The truth is, breaking free from this cycle requires more than just willpower. It takes creative tools and strategies to reframe how we approach tasks and our goals. That's where Skillshare comes in. Skillshare is sponsoring today's video, and it's the perfect platform to help you enhance your creative skills. With courses like Storytelling for Change, How to Create Impactful Stories, Creative Writing, and Digital Illustration, you'll be empowered to create and reshape the stories around you. One of the unique features of Skillshare is their learning paths, curated sequential class collections that help you master a specific skill. These learning paths are designed to take you step by step through the learning process, so you can build expertise in areas like storytelling, creative writing, and digital design. Whether you're interested in mastering a new craft or refining existing skills, Skillshare offers a supportive, structured learning environment. Skillshare offers a wide range of classes across categories like design, filmmaking, photography, productivity, freelancing, and more. Whether you're looking to advance your career, explore a new passion, or simply develop your personal skills, there's something for everyone on Skillshare. The best part, the first 500 people to sign up using my link will get a 1-month free trial, giving you full access to thousands of classes designed to help you grow, create, and refine your skills. Start your creative journey today and begin shaping the stories that matter to you. But the important thing, he highlights, is that such growth requires stepping outside of one's comfort zone.
Isn't that kind of overwhelming? The important thing is to focus on the next step and not the entire task. This sort of purposeful practice means that one should focus on what is in front of them, rather than spiral into self-doubt and anticipatory anxiety over the unknown or potential failure.
But this isn't very helpful advice. The fear of the unknown can make this even more difficult. As we know, activation of the behavioral inhibition system increases something called error-related negativity at the neural level. This means that as we become more worried about the unknown, the more sensitive we are to making mistakes and getting negative feedback. That's quite the feedback loop. To really tackle the fear of your own potential, you'll need to change your relationship with your own thoughts first. And this, of course, is easier said than done. But thankfully, there's a type of intervention just for that. Acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT, teaches people to accept unwanted inner experiences and thoughts rather than trying to avoid them. Sounds strange, right? Accepting the fear of the unknown? Well, surprisingly, it's been proven to be quite effective. This is through using several techniques.
1. Diffusion helps people relate to their thoughts in a non-literal way rather than seeing them as absolute truths. Someone who fears their potential may feel cursed. Any success will be accompanied by failure or evaluation. By repeating the word cursed over and over, the word is thought to lose impact. Another way to tackle these fears is through the bus metaphor. Let's imagine that you are the driver of a bus, and like any bus driver, you make stops along the way when there are passengers who need to get on or off the bus. Except in this scenario, these passengers are your thoughts, emotions, urges, and memories, the stuff inside your skin.
This, of course, isn't an immediate fix, but ACT should bring about viewing oneself less rigidly, as a self as context rather than self as content. By no longer being defined by one's thoughts, you might even begin to realize that there was a lot more unknown about you than you previously knew.
Your journey through life will never be complete, and who you think you are will always be just slightly out of reach. You may come to realize that uncertainty and the unknown are the bread and butter of the universe. But this isn't to be feared. This is to be accepted and embraced. You might not be capable of everything, but just what are you capable of exactly? Where is that ceiling? It's hard to say.
And in the small time you have here, it just might be worth it to go and find out for yourself.